Good morning, Abimians! How are you today? I hope you are all safe and healthy. Wake up to those feeling sleepy. Welcome to another 30 minutes full of knowledge. During this time, we can learn a lot. We will talk about the accounting cycle of a service business. At this time, you will be enlightened. We will record business transactions of a service business in the general journal. So what are you waiting for? Let's focus here. Are you ready for a fun-filled discussion? By the way, I am your Fabm 1 teacher, Ma'am Glenda, at your service. Shout out to the hardworking and analytical ABM of Kanda NHS. And what are you waiting for? Get your module, answer sheets, and ball pen. And stay tuned in another exciting grade 11 lesson on the accounting cycle of a service business. Let us focus only here at 87.9 Radio FM. In the last quarter, we have learned the different concepts of accounting, the rules of debit and credit, types of major accounts, book of accounts, and many more. But before we delve deeper into our study, let me discuss the objectives of our lesson, which are the following. First, list the steps in accounting cycle. The second, classify economic events based on the rules of debit and credit. And third, record transactions of a service business in the general journal. Therefore, let us start with the words search related to journalizing service. Please check your module. Did you find the words? Okay, we have different words there, such as transactions, posting, bookkeeper, cycle, and many more. Now, let us discuss our lesson for today, which is about the accounting cycle. We have the different steps of accounting cycle. This is the preparation of journal entries. Number 1, transactions. Number 2, journal entries. Number 3, posting. Number 4, trial balance. Number 5, worksheet. Number 6, adjusting journal entries. Number 7, financial statements. And number 8, closing the books. So this accounting cycle is very important, and it is step by step. So that you need to follow the step by step of accounting cycle, because once you made a mistake and not following the accounting cycle, you have the tendency to make a mistake. Okay, clear? With the use of specialized journals such as those for sales, purchases, cash receipts, and cash disbursements, and the general journal, transactions and events are entered into the accounting records. So these are called the books of original entry. Now, we have rules on debits and credits in accounting. The name of the account to be debited is always listed first. The debited account is listed on the first line with the amount in the left side of the register. The credited account is listed on the second line and is usually indented. The credited amount is recorded on the right side of the register. The total amount of debit should always equal the total amount of credit. So it means that if you remember, we have the formula of accounting. Assets equals liabilities plus owner's equities. The debit is always on the left side, which is the asset, and the credit, which is the liabilities plus owner's equity, is always on the right side. So, don't forget that our formula, which is very, very important in order to determine where will you put the or how can you make a general journal. So don't forget that. So very, very important. Is it clear to you? Now, I'll give an example of journalizing transactions of a service business. Let us have a practice. Please check your module in order to follow our discussion. Fabmians. Let us take the case of Sean Kennimer, a computer technician. Sean decided to open his computer repair shop on February 14, 2019, naming it KM Computer Repairs. Sean knows that business transactions should be separated from personal finances. Thus, he decided to invest 200,000 pesos in this business. He deposited the amount with Maya Bank. Okay? Let us make a journalizing transaction. Okay? So, let us prepare the general journal. So, we need to indicate the date, account title, and explanation, and the debit and credit. Okay? So, please remember that we have the formula of accounting, and then we have the rules of debit and credit. So, according to this service business of Sean Kennimer, as Kennimer deposited in the Maya Bank amounting. So we need to indicate the date on February 14, 2019, and then the account title and explanation. We need to indicate the cash, which will write in the debit 2 million pesos. And then in the second column, we need to have a tab, and then write more capital, and then put in the credit side worth 2 million pesos. And then we have the third column. We need to indicate or write to record the initial investment of owner Sean Kennimer. Notice that we have debited cash and asset account and credited capital and equity. Is it clear to you? Okay, let us continue. On February 15, 2019, Sean purchased one computer unit from MFB Computer Store to be used for the business. He issued check number 001 amounting to 25,000. So what will be our entry? So we need to put the date, February 15, 2019. The account title must be, since it is one computer, purchase one computer, it is under office equipment, worth 25,000, which must put in the debit side, left side, and then the second column is cash on the credit, which is the right side, because Sean purchased one computer, so it will go to the asset, so which is debit, and then cash will go to the credit, which is liabilities plus owner's equity. So, then, the third column is to record purchase of one computer units. Very simple because it needs only to analyze, and then the third column is just give an explanation of the accounting or of the journalizing transactions of a service business. Okay, now let us continue. On February 16, 2019, Sean hired Jenny Kali, an experienced secretary. So what will we need to put in the entry? So what can you say about this? What will be the entry in the journalizing transaction? So the answer is no entry, because this is not a financial transaction. It is an administrative matter. Okay? Is it clear to you? Are you still there, Athenians? Okay. Let us continue. On February 17, 2019, the company repaired the computer of Jean and collected 10,000. What will be the entry? What will be the entry? So, in the general journal, so we will need to indicate the date, February 17, 2019, and in the first column, write the cash for the account title, and then put that 10,000 in the debit, because the company repaired computer of Jean and collected 10,000, which will go to the asset, which is the left side. And then in the second column, the account title must be the service revenue, and then put the 10,000 in the credit side. This is service revenue, because this is considered as an income of the company, because the company repaired the computer of Jean, and he collected 10,000. So this is the entry. And then the explanation for the third column is to record receipt of cash from customer. Okay? So is it clear to you, guys? Athenians, are you still there? Do you understand our general journal? Okay, let us continue. On February 18, 2019, the company repaired Mike's computer. However, Mike will pay 15,000 on March 18, 2019. So what will be our entry in the general journal? So let us put the date, February 18, 2019. Then what will be the account title? The accounts receivable worth 15,000 in the debit side, because it will go on the asset. So accounts receivable, because since it is already repaired, the computer of Mike, but Mike will pay on March 18, 2019. This is the reason why accounts receivable must write in the account title. So accounts receivable in the first column, debit worth 15,000. Then the second column is what will be our account title. That's in the second column. This is service revenue. 15,000 in the credit side. This is liabilities plus owner's equity. So why service revenue? Because this is considered as an income of the company. So let us only indicate the explanation on the third column. What will be our explanation here? To record services rendered to a customer on account. So, very simple explanation. Now, let us continue our discussion. On February 19, 2019, Sean purchased office supplies from Yam Merchandise amounting to 5,000 pesos on account. Sean will pay this on March 30, 2019. So, what will be the entry in the general journal? So, let us indicate again the date, February 19, 2019, and then what will be our account title based on the transaction of Sean. So, since Sean purchased office supplies from Yam Merchandise, we will put supplies expense because this is already purchased office supplies. So the account title is supplies expense worth 5,000 pesos in the debit, and then what will be the account title in the second column. So what will be the account title? The account title is accounts payable. Why? Why accounts payable? Because Sean will pay on March 30, 2019. So it is considered as debt of Sean. So account title is accounts payable because it is not already paid by Sean. So it will put in the credit the accounts payable on the right side, and then what will be our third column? See, this is just an explanation of the transaction, so that to record purchase of office supplies on account. So don't forget our explanation, as simple as that. Okay, now let us continue for our last transaction. On February 25, 2019, Sean paid the salary of Jenny amounting to 4,000. What will be our entry in the general journal? So let us indicate the date of the transaction on February 25, 2019. And then what will be our account title? The account title is what? Okay, salaries expense, because Sean paid the salary of Jenny. So salaries expense amounting to 4,000 in the debit. So it's considered as an asset of the company, and then Sean already paid, so which is cash. So we will indicate the cash in the second column. So, and then put 4,000 in the credit side. And then on the third column, it's the explanation is to record the payment of Jenny's salary. Okay? So, it's very amazing and fun-filled activity of accounting cycle of the general journal. It's really easy if you really understand, analyze the transaction. The very important also here is you need to analyze first the transaction, check the documents, the date, and it's more on the analysis. Okay? For our assignment, the following are our rubrics. Correct entry for every transaction, 3 points, with a total of 24 points, plus 1 point, bonus equals 25 points, and then on-time submission with 5 points, with an overall total of 30 points. So our required task is to prepare the general journal entries for the transaction of Mr. Labandero. Okay? So, for our assignment, we will journalize the following business transactions of a service business in a general journal template. The company Yam was incorporated on January 1, 2019 with an initial capital of 5,000 shares of common stock, having 20 pesos par value. During the first month of its operations, the company engaged in following transactions. Please check your module on page 9 to 10. Okay? So now let us read the transactions for your assignment. Number 1, journalize the following business transaction of a service business using a general journal template. Company Yam was incorporated on January 1, 2019 with an initial capital of 5,000 shares of common stock, having 20 pesos par value. During the first month of its operations, the company engaged in the following transactions. January 2, an amount of 36,000 was paid in advance, rent for 3 months. January 3, paid 60,000 pesos cash on the purchase of equipment costing 80,000 pesos. The remaining amount was recognized as a 1-year note payable with interest rate of 9%. Then on January 4, purchase office supplies costing 17,600 on account. Then on January 13, provided services to its customers and received 28,500 pesos in cash. Then on January 13, same date, paid the accounts payable on the office supplies purchased on January 4. Then on January 14, paid wages to its employees for first 2 weeks of January, aggregating 19,100 pesos. Then on January 18, provided 54,100 pesos worth of services to its customers. They paid 32,900 pesos and promised to pay the remaining amount. Then on January 23, received 15,300 pesos from customers for the services provided on January 18. Then on January 25, received 4,000 as an advance payment from customers. Then on January 26, purchased office supplies costing 5,200 on account. On January 28, paid wages to its employees for the 3rd and 4th week of January worth 19,100 pesos. And then January 31, paid 5,000 pesos as dividends. And then January 31, same date, received electricity bill of 2,470 pesos. Then on January 31, same date again, received telephone bill of 1,494 pesos. And then January 31, same date again, miscellaneous expenses paid during the month total 3,470 pesos. Okay? So that is your assignment. Okay? So, now, I hope you've learned a lot. Did you learn something? Okay, now let us summarize everything discussed in today's lesson. We learned that in journalizing in accounting is like making a diary of business transactions or economic events of an entity. Everything must be recorded systematically as they occur, chronologically, specifying its value and significance for the business. And that's all we've already done with our discussion. Thank you very much for listening. Hope you've learned a lot. World of ABM, let's talk only here at 87.9 Radio Pag-asa.